What is up, everyone? It is Mike Hill, the Wholesaling Titan, and today I'm answering a question for you. Today's question came through my Facebook page. It is from Dwayne, and Dwayne says, Mike, thanks for video, blah, blah, blah. I think I have a really good buyer for another wholesaler's deal. How do I structure a joint venture deal to make sure I don't get cut out? So, pretty simple answer for this one here, but before I give that to you, I want to drop something on you. Where is it? Bear with me, bear with me. Okay, this book here, To Be or Not to Be Intimidated by Robert Ringer. I think the original version is called Winning Through Intimidation, but they changed the title because I suppose it could be a little bit misleading. But essentially, this book explores, what are some of the causes of getting intimidated during business dealings. In particular, the author talks about his experience in real estate, and he wasn't wholesaling but doing something kind of similar where he wasn't licensed. He was working very hard and he was promised commissions in a lot of cases, and he would get screwed over all the time. In some cases, he talks about times where they're just really cutthroat people, sometimes unethical, sometimes ethical, where they'll say, we don't have to pay you, and we're not going to, because it's a business decision. Deal with it. And there are people like that, especially in this business, in any business really. And then he said, he'd even respect some of those people because they were at least straightforward with who they were. And then there are other cases that he cites in the book where, he deals with some people who are like, oh, I'm so sorry. I really want to pay you. But as you understand, I didn't anticipate this cost or this cost. I can't pay you what we agreed to. So, you get nothing, or, take what you can, what I'm giving you, and be grateful for it. So it's a really cool book, not too long, very interesting read. So I recommend that. And then to jump into today's stuff, I mean, this is a very important topic. You kind of want to see the best in people and be optimistic, but at the same time, you cannot be naive. And you'll have cutthroat people, sharks, ethical, unethical, and then people who, just, no, I'm sorry, but I couldn't pay you or whatever. So you really want to do your best to protect your interests. So let's jump into this with an example, right? Let's say you've got a wholesaler. They've got a deal under contract. Let's say it's worth $150,000. They have it under contract for $90,000. Now, the first thing I'm going to say is that you want to establish good communication. Text messaging, email, it's convenient. When I want to establish rapport or really get to feel someone or know them, hopefully a lot of people that you'll be dealing with already have a reputation established. You can have an idea of who you're dealing with. But really, you want to get on the phone, or if you can, face-to-face, and really talk to them. Ask some questions. Do you have this under contract? Do you have it under contract personally? You really want to know these details. Hey, I'm out here. I've got a really good list of buyers. I really want to send them your property. I have a few that would be interested in. Would you be willing to split this deal with me if I can bring in XYZ numbers? Be as specific as possible. And you can knock out a lot of, some of these issues very early on, or at least, maybe you can see, potential issues coming. So once you've established that and the other wholesaler says, okay, back to our example, property's worth $150, they have it under contract for $90, maybe they're asking $110. So let's say you call up this wholesaler and you say, look, I know you're asking $110. I've got a buyer ready to go right now, cash, good buyers, purchased from me before, whatever the case may be. They're offering $100. Do you want to take it? We can split 5 and 5. Now, maybe they say no. Maybe they want you to go back and get a better offer or whatever. Let's assume they say yes. Okay, so we're going to split 5 and 5. Now, the ideal way to do this, and what I would recommend, is to have the original wholesaler assign the contract to you, and then you go ahead and assign the contract to your end buyer. So again, the wholesaler has it under contract for $90. They would assign it to you for a $5,000 fee, making it $95, and then you would assign that contract to your end buyer for $100, and then you pick up your $5. So that way, you're passing the contract on, and you really can't get cut out of the deal that way. Now, more and more, we're seeing, it's more so if you're dealing with individual motivated sellers, and in that case, it's the easiest, simplest way and just the best way to protect yourself. Now, if you are doing a double closing and you cannot do an assignment, especially like REOs, short sales, stuff like that, where you cannot assign and you're doing a double closing, then what I would recommend is using a joint venture contract, which essentially is giving you equitable interest in the deal. So again, you want to make sure, number one, that that wholesaler has this property under contract, that they have equitable interest, that their name is on that contract. A lot of times what I'm finding is that wholesalers are advertising things either prematurely, maybe they anticipate the contract but they don't have it yet, or they're trying to market someone else's deal, and that can just get very, very messy and ugly and very problematic. So you definitely want to confirm that first. And then what you can do is go ahead and sign a joint venture contract. And what I'll do is, if you're watching this on YouTube, I'll put a link in the description. If you're on my blog, just scroll down. I'm going to hook you up. I've got the assignment contract. You can just download that for free. And then I will also give you, just download, just download it for free. A copy of the joint venture contract that I use, that I give my students, that we use to do joint venture deals, and that's been working very well for us. Yeah, and I think that's pretty much it. If you have any additional questions on this, please go ahead and let me know in the comments. And then also realize, this is business, and I can never guarantee you. No one can guarantee you anything with a deal. There are deals that just go sour. I had one last week that, like, the day before closing, the deal fell apart. So those things happen. And then there are people who can and will screw you over. And it's just a part of the business. It sucks. I've been very lucky. It actually hasn't happened to me personally. But just do your best. Try your best. Don't get discouraged. The cool thing about real estate in particular is your word is everything. So if someone screws you over one time, hey, you just chalk it up to it's a loss, but it's a learning experience. But then that person gets blackballed. I mean, no one's going to do business with them. You just never do business with them again. And their reputation dwindles very quickly, and they won't last another year in the business. So hope it doesn't happen to you. Again, don't be naive. Don't think you're invincible. Bad shit happens. But don't get discouraged, man. Just keep moving forward. So again, please subscribe to the channel. Also, I'm struggling for some content. I get a lot of messages on Facebook and stuff. It's like, Mike, please help me. It's like, okay, like what do you want help with? So just tell me what, if you've got questions and stuff, put them in the comments, shoot me a message on Facebook. I'd be happy to shoot some more videos for you. So download this stuff, and until next time, peace.